This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rashni Jain. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I'd like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipathy, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajini. Good evening, everyone. I am Lakshmipathy. I'll be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Ms. I. Surya Narmada, an agriculture consultant, FPO marketing expert, government registered valuer of agriculture lands, and proprietor of KOVISE AGRO, Chennai, Tamilnadu. Ms. Surya Narmada will be speaking on the topic, what are good agriculture practices? I now request the speaker to begin.
Good evening to all.
Good evening.
First of all, my thank you. First of all, I'm grateful to agricultureinformation.com for giving me an opportunity to talk about the good agricultural practices. And in this contest, I like to share the connect with agricultureinformation.com. I think since 2000, I am having a good connect with agricultureinformation.com, and when we and Mr. Karthik Ishwamurthy sir both were in the budding stages also, we are having a good relationship, and we did many actually I have answered many questions in agricultureinformation.com. So from the career start, we are in connect with the agricultureinformation.com. And right now I am coming with these good agricultural practices also. This is my experience in this field for more than 20 years. And finally, I arrived at my own school of thought, these good agricultural practices. And in the meantime, here we have to see two differences are there. These good agricultural practices, we can tell, okay, it's a good agricultural practices. And another way of expressing it is some good agricultural practices techniques we have to follow to get GAP certification, both in the global or Indian level. So these two ways are there. So in this session, I am just concentrating on what are the good agricultural practices and how from the farmer's point of view. And as a consultant, how we can support the farmer in good agricultural practices. Certification and other things, if time permits, I will cover a little about it. Otherwise, we can have it as another session. Okay, what is good agricultural practices? Whatever we are doing, that is an agricultural practice. Okay, what is a good agricultural practices? Mainly, we can define in simple words that we have to produce good quality, wholesome products. And at the same time, we have to think of the food and environment safety. One thing. And another thing, from the farmer's point of view, they have to adopt some techniques to produce quality produce, and they have to fetch a good price in the market. Okay, these good agriculture practices, from where it will be starting? From the day one, from the soil management, from when you keep your feet on the land until the product get marketed, and you as a remuneration what you will get. Till that time, these good agricultural practices has to be followed in each and every step. Mrs. Rajini, I'm not able to. Okay, I got. Okay, this I have already told about the gap for certification. So there, the definition by FAO is it's a collection of principles to apply for on-farm production and post-production process up to post-production, resulting in safe and healthy food. So it is both for healthy food and non-food agriculture products, while taking into account economic, social, and environment sustainability. That is the most important thing. Whatever we do, from the farmer's point of view, we have to adopt some good agricultural practices The output should be a safe, healthy food and non-food agriculture products, and we have to think it in this angle also, both in economic, social and environmental sustainability. This is the definition given by Food and Agriculture Organization. Okay. When coming to the benefits of GAP, okay, this is an overall, there are many benefits are there, but here I have mentioned in general way. First one is it promotes sustainable agriculture. Here the main mantra will be sustainable agriculture. Always whatever we are doing, it is in par with sustainability. Then the farmers has to produce a product which is meeting national and international standards. Then the next point is once again the safety and quality of the food and other agriculture products. Here we are giving importance to quantity of the produce, and at the same time the quality of the produce has to be taken care of. Then there are many food regulations in India, but how far the farmers are aware of it and how they are implementing it is still a question mark. So this GAP certification will pave them way to learn this type of regulation and how we have to done farming in a professional way. Then the next point is the checking of residual toxicity. It is the most important thing in the GAP. So this residual toxicity, this is the main factor behind the farming today. So in which type of farming we have to go, whether natural farming or organic farming or conventional method or an integrated farming system or whatever the farming system, this residual toxicity will authenticate you whether you are producing a safe food or a non-safe food. That is the most important. Then the other thing, other common things are it is creating awareness about the healthy food and the importance of the safer food like that. Then in this system, in this good agriculture practices, a farmer has to always think of that efficient usage of human and natural resources. We should not exploit the human resources and the natural resources at any cost of our operation. The important point of farmer is that he has to get a fair price and he should be able to fix his own price. Indirectly, surely, when we are adopting this GAP, it will secure and strengthen the livelihoods of small and marginal farmers. By this GAP certification, and in that it's a group certification is also there, so that it may be a connecting media for the farmers too. And here, when they practice, even it's in 1 acre or 2 acres, if they practice these good agricultural practices, they will be confident about the quantity and the quality of the produce. Indirectly, it will fetch them good price, and thereby their confidence level will be increased. And this GAP paves way for systematic scientific business approach, and this indirectly enable professionalism in farming. Now in this session, I like to highlight the practical approach. What we can able to do in our Indian condition. Now I'm not going along with this for certification, for truly certification purpose, how we have to do. But this practical approach will surely be a step for the farmers towards that certification process. First, we are teaching the basics of the good agriculture practices. Then after that, according to whichever GAP they are going, if they are going for certification for global GAP or China GAP or Euro GAP or India GAP, accordingly they can just alter some minor changes. More or less, it will be equal. So mainly this GAP is for small and marginal farmers, and here in this session we are going to talk about this, how it is different from farming. It is a transition from farming to farm business. Then how we have to maintain our farm calendar and farm record maintenance, and where and all they have to go for training, and they have to equip themselves with some certain knowledge. And what are the adopting techniques? It's a very general adopting techniques Crop to crop, it will differ, but now overall we are going to see. And finally, by adopting all these techniques, how we are going to ensure food, social, and environment safety of the produce what we produce. This is the finality of that. One by one, now we are going to see. Actually, what is farming? To farm business. So when we want to adopt a good agricultural practices, we have to slowly shift from the ideology of farming to farm business. So normally how we will be entertaining in farming as lifestyle means some planning will be there, but no proper planning. When we are taking this as a farm business, in good by following the good agricultural practices, that good agricultural practices has to start from the proper planning. From the planning itself, it has to start. Then here, now normally we won't have a very strict budgeting and all. But when it comes for farm business, we have to go for proper budgeting. And farm here as a farming as a lifestyle, we will adopt whatever very minimal technology only we will adopt. Otherwise, we will do what we can. Okay. When you are going with good agricultural practices, better to take a proper technology. Here mainly output focus on produce. Here the output focus on the quality of the produce and the quantity of the produce. Here the farming will always with blends with lifestyle approach. If now there is a function in our family means the person won't be going there. But when we are taking up as a farm business, at least any one person should be there in the farm to take care of it, to supervise it. So these are the differences. Here we have to go with a professional approach. And in farming, mostly in the small and marginal farmers, the persons in the family are involving in the farm related activities, and machinery involvement, if they need, they will go for. But when it has taken the shape of a farm business, we have to plan a farm. We have to plan a proper manpower, and wherever necessary, we have to take up the machine technology. It may be a small machine technology or a larger machine technology. That depends upon the availability and our budget. Okay, this is a sample for farm calendar operation. This farm calendar operation, any farmer can do this. At least even if you are not going to take up the good agricultural practices, at least these type of things we can start maintaining it from this first day, or even after this session. And even if any consultants are there in this session, kindly encourage your farmers to go with some recording, in like a farm book, or how they have to prepare the farm calendar on their own. They will be having it. Farm calendar they will be having, but they will be having in their mind. They won't put it in paper. So depends upon the situation, it will change. So these are the small things as consultants we can guide them how to prepare a farm calendar. Here there is an example. Activity month is there. For a single crop, we have to take it down. Even in his farm, he will be having some 4 or 5 crops. Like that, for each and every crop, he can put that, so that here, if we to prepare this farm calendar operation, then the efficient usage of human resources and the natural resources will automatically take off. That is the main objective for this farm calendar operation. And one another thing, when we are going with this farm calendar operation, that proper package of practices will be followed without any failure, and automatically this will be reflected on the yield. Only where unseen or unexpected major disaster happens, this thing will suffice yourself to get a good yield. So these are the farm records. These also we can, as a consultant, we can guide the farmers in this thing. Actually, it's an activity log or farm day register they have to maintain. Labor attendance register they have to maintain. Farm inputs registers, accounting book, and farm output registers. How much yield they are, the products, what are the products now it has been going out from the farm for the sales and for home use or whatever may be, or for the use in the village itself. So like that, the farm outputs register also has to be maintained so that we can work out the revenue. And the previous ones, that accounting will be helpful in working out the expenses. So once you get the expense and revenue model, then it will become slowly, it will be gradually changed into a business. And always keep payments, bills and vouchers related to this, and it will be very helpful if you apply for the certification part. Okay. And I like to share one thing in this full session, and in this the PowerPoint, I am sharing only my pictures where I gave consultancy or in my own form, because seeing is believing. All will believe that seeing is believing. So now what I am speaking is that what I have experienced. So it has I have just uh, given that photos in the PPT, so that whatever I am talking, it has happened in one place or another, sometimes before. Okay, so it may give you more authenticity of what I am speaking. Here, and the next topic is participating in agricultural training. We always neglect this thing. Farmers always neglect that thing. Okay, if I'm going to put a paddy, okay, I know the practices, I will do on my own and I will get what I want. Okay, this is our mentality. But kindly change that thing, and you update yourself with good knowledge. Many universities are there, and most of the people, whether we are sorry to say, whether we are respecting the graduates from department or from TNI, I don't know. Gardening has been taken, farming has been taken as a take it for granted profession, and those who have some knowledge and they will enter and they will experience. Some may get good balanced things, and some may end up in vain. So before that, but when you are going as a professional or a farm business, and if you want to practice as a good agricultural practices and you are aim to get GAP certification, then you need proper training. So they can attend the village level training, and you can encourage field level training. And same concept, this good agricultural practices can be taken in the home gardening also. So good home gardening practices also can be taken. So because many are now involved in terrace gardening and all. So even that home gardening training also they can get at. So first of all, you equip yourself with good knowledge and then enter into the venture. It will surely help you, or it will govern you in what you have to do and what not to. Then here we are having adopting technology techniques for the agricultural practices. What are the agricultural practices we have to taken care of? So first, farm safety, then soil health management, irrigation management, selection of seeds and planting material, cattle management, integrated weed management and integrated nutrition management, integrated pest and disease management, energy and waste management, efficient post-harvest and processing strategy, food safety, environment safety, and worker safety. So when you adopt these techniques, one by one we are going to see, when you adopt these techniques, automatically you will be coming under the good agricultural practices. As a farm safety, first you have to cover up your borders with either live fencing or barbed wire fencing or solar fencing. And if your budget is very well, then you can go for farm safety using CCTV and other digital mechanism, and even you can try up to artificial intelligence. Okay, soil health management. When first of all, we have to be very careful in selecting the land. If you are having your own land, okay, we have to develop into a good land. That's a different story. But if you are going to purchase any land, your eye has to be there for a good soil and good quantity and quality of water. So this soil health management, we have to see whether the land has its own slope. Well-drained soil is the foremost important. That is for very important for the horticulture crops. Then how to maintain the organic soil content in the soil without depleting, and how we have to keep it in a sustainable way. Other things, when if you are in a slopy land or a terrace land or in a hilly area, we have to be very cautious about this erosion reducing techniques also we have to taken care of. Then crop rotation. We have to make the soil healthy by rotation of crops, and we can go for many techniques to improve the soil health, because once when you improve the soil health, automatically the plant health will be good. So you just put 75% effect to get a good health before planting any crop. So first you develop your soil into a good tilled soil and with good soil health. So this is the basic foundation for the plants. You take all measures to make your soil healthy. And you can grow green leaf manure crops and proper mulching technique, so that this mulching technique will keep the soil temperature in a balanced condition. For doing all these things, we need soil testing. First, you have to go for soil testing, and accordingly, according to the soil testing parameters, you can decide what type of input I have to give to the soil to maintain its healthiness. So, soil health management is the #1 priority when we are taking up the good agricultural practices. So these are some of the pictures, crop rotation and grazing. Also, we have to be careful that how much we can permit the grazing. These are some of the green manure crops. Okay, sunhemp, dainchas, cowpeas, cluster beans. Even in this cluster bean, pulses and all, you can get a small yield too. At the same time, peanuts, all these things, it will give some remuneration, and at the same time, it will be enhance your soil health too. So next, I'm coming to the irrigation management. Irrigation management, first we have to be seeking out the source. Okay, whether it's an open well or bore well or river and canal based irrigations. Then we have to take, before buying the land also, you have to have an eye on these things. The quantity and quality of water, what type of irrigations you can, once bought the land, you have to see whether what type of irrigation methodology we can go for, and
இப்ப நான்
scheduling
பேசணும்னா
irrigation,
எதுல
that is
எதை
most
பேசணும்?
important.
அவங்கள்ட்ட பேசுங்க. இல்ல கான்வர்ஸ் பண்ணணும்னா
Ma'am,
Miss
able to,
Rukmini, can you please put off your mic? Can you please mute yourself? Participants are requested to please mute all of you can kindly mute yourselves. Thank you. Yes, Miss Surya, please proceed.
that scheduling irrigation. So the other things, it's very common for all type of agriculture practices. When you are coming into good agricultural practices, the method of irrigation and scheduling the irrigation and following a pattern of irrigation, that is most important. Once in 4 days or once in 5 days, and you have to have a good knowledge about what a plant will take. If it is mango, means how much, coconut means how much. Coconut, for example, 100 liters, mango means 75 liters per day. And if it is for tamarind, it will take around some 20 to 25 liters per day. So these things you have to have a knowledge. These and all we will be getting from the training, and updating you on the knowledge, you will be getting it. So when you are planting tamarind and you are going for more watering, means we are exploiting the resource. So scheduling irrigation and following a pattern. Once in how many days? Whether you are going for drip or sprinkler or whatever may be. And for perennial crops, from my school of thought and initial stages, I won't suggest drip irrigation. So there are other type of moisture based irrigations are there that I will suggest. So these also differ. So depending upon the land, what type of irrigation we can go for, depending upon the crop, what type of irrigation we have to go for, and the availability of water will also determine the fact. So the avoid crops with high water requirements in a low availability region. So if your water availability is low, better avoid the plants which takes up more irrigation. we have to give importance to water conservation measures. That is inside the farm and some outside village level conservations are also there. So these things are important in irrigation management. To be frank, whatever I am telling you may be knowing that, okay, these are the simple factors this ma'am is discussing. Okay, right. But how we are going to follow it? Even now, even I tried in my form and some of the points I have missed when I'm doing. So whatever we are speaking right now, it may be okay. These are the things we can take it up, but step by step, how we are going to take up this management measures is the most important. These are some of the irrigation method. I think I don't want to go into detail in these things. We have to take care of proper drainage and this we have to conserve water through proper constructing of canals and channels and all. And the other technique, even this soil mulching, this mulching technique will balance the soil temperature, and along with that it will also conserve water. Also it will conserve a percentage of water. That mulching may be either it can be natural or artificial. Then comes the exit to conservation means actually it's a small check dam near my farm, and here this is our village pond. So these are the water conservation measures which indirectly it will recharge our wells. That is also most important. Our water sources will be recharged with our adjoining village activities, conservation activities. So we should be a part of that. Then in situ water conservation, it has been started from our home gardening. Also we can have some water conservation technique, and we can follow certain irrigation management techniques. And this is the moisture based irrigation management. This has been practiced in my farm, and last 1 year actually my irrigation management is through like this only. And the plants are taking the fruit trees. They are taking the water and nutrients from all these from furrows, and they are growing. And other institute thing is you can go for soap pits like that, or you can construct a farm. Okay. So now our soil and water, these are the most important resource. Sunlight we are getting it, so no problem of that. After this thing, once we are ready with the soil and water management, then we have to think it for selection of the seed and plant material, cropping pattern, cropping design, whether you are going for multi crops, whether you are going for intercropping, solo crop. And always my suggestion in good agricultural practices, go for multi cropping pattern. That will be a good thing. You have to design in such a way that you should get a daily income, monthly income, and a yearly income. The good pattern will be flower crops, vegetable crops, and tree or timber crops or fruit trees. So if you are having an acre of 5 acres of land, you can divide it into 5, and 1 acre you can go with your traditional because what I'm insisting is for small and marginal farmers. This 1 acre they can go for the traditional crops grown there, and mainly for paddy because they need for their own use. The other, if their land is good for horticulture crops, then they can go for the other 4 acres for flowers, vegetables, medicinal plants, and fruit trees. Somewhat it may be cumbersome in maintaining the farm, but the income assurance will be good. So first thing, the selection of seeds and planting material. Always buy seeds and planting material from a certified source, so that it will be helpful. Even if you are not able to get good germination, and if you are keeping a proof of that, and with the bill and everything, we can claim it back. For that only our legal system is helping us through arbitration and mediation and all. So we are having a chance to get back what we have lost. Okay, so this certified or known source will be the it will be a risk lowering factor when we are selecting for seeds and plant material. And always select pest and disease free seeds and plant materials. Then compulsorily, if it is treated and coming, or otherwise if you are buying for organic from organic farming friends and all, you treat your seeds either with organic method or inorganic method, and whatever cropping system you are going to take up, you always seed treatment should have the priority. If you want, you can use the Ganajiva Amritam, or if you want to use Thiram or Captain, that's up to you. But when you are using chemical, you have to be very careful that in good agricultural practice, we have to check the toxic residuosity. So if this chemical reflects on the toxic residuosity, then the certification process will be cancelled or terminated. In that way, you have to be cautious. Okay. Then comes our cattle management. Okay. In organic or natural farming or integrated farming system, always in good agriculture practices, better take up the integrated farming system. That is the thing. Farming practices, sorry, integrated farming practices. So first you try with the biological and whatever the homemade remedies and everything, how we are taking care of our health. So first we will seek from our kitchen, okay, whether it will be and after that we will take some medicines. If it is beyond control, then we are seeking the help of doctors. So the same way, you have to your practice should be in such a way. First you try the inputs from your local field. Next, if you want to buy something which is non-toxic, it's not a chemical oriented or biological or botanical, whatever maybe, then you can take it. And if it is not controlled by that, and I am in the position to use the chemical fertilizers and that things, then go for that. But it's up to you. No one can. But finally, you have to clear the toxicity, the toxic residual value. You have to be below the toxic residual value. So cattle management, why we are talking about cattle management in good agricultural practices means cattle are the important source of farm inputs from time immemorial. So we have to give importance for cattle management, and at the same time, this cattle management will give you a good remuneration too, so that it will give more confidence to work on the farm with proper techniques. So it is a supplementary activity, and at the same time the cow dung or cattle based bio inputs, all these things are coming from this. So cattle management is also most important. Here in the cattle management also, we have to be careful in selecting the breed which is suitable for your locality. You just take, so that the maintenance cost will be low. And we have to always have in mind that how we have to give the animals well-being respect, how we have to. Then we should have space for natural grazing, or we have to take the cattle for natural grazing. That is also a point in the good agriculture practices. Then for cattle management also, we have to have the records. So when we are coming for when they are coming for the good agriculture practices certification, we have to submit these documents too. So you have to see into the cattle. In cattle management also, we have to be very careful that this residues from entering the food chain. If the cattle gets a toxic residue, then it may hinder our certification process. We have to develop a healthy cattle, and we have to give grazing grounds for them, and it should enjoy being with us. That's the thing behind it. Then comes the integrated weed management. Here, the integrated weed management, always, in my opinion, I never tell these as weeds. Actually, these are the medicinal plants, and these are the biodiversity of India. What we are telling nowadays as weeds, maybe it is an unwanted plant for that monocrop. but as such, these weeds are herbal plants. So one thing you do, better go for a medicinal herbal harvest, so that you can take this Cyprus rotundus or Canna dactylin. So these and all, Arhambul, Porepul in Tamil will be calling it. These and all, we are having medicinal plants, and you can make a market out of it. So that way you have to think as a weed. Weed as such in our circumstances is not a unwanted plant. Maybe it is unwanted for that crop. So you just mainly go with hand weeding to the possible extent. So you take it as a harvest. And if at all you need before the crop, you go for some bio methods. There are many bio methods are there. You can try that thing. But the major thing is hand weeding and hoeing. And next step, you can go for mechanical weeding. And above all these matters, if you are in need of a chemical control, uh, once again, I'm insisting that this toxic residue, always keep in mind when you are using chemical fertilizers, we have to be always have a note about this toxic residue. That is the most important in good agricultural practices, because why we are giving importance to this toxicity, this residual level, this determines our good agricultural practices. So if you are able to deliver a good safety food, then this toxic residue level should be below their threshold level. Next comes the nutrient management. Nutrient management also, what our farmers are doing right now. Okay, they will plant basal dose also, sometimes they are giving. And they will go to the nearby fertilizer shop, they will buy, and they will have some heaps of all fertilizers, and they will apply on it. Okay, it's somewhat easy for them. But as when you are taking up as a good agricultural practices, you have to find the farm inputs or nutrient inputs from your soil. For example, you may be knowing that calotropis, it's called eruk in Tamil. This Calotropis gigantea, it is a plant. In olden days and all, in the paddy fields, what they used to do, no, they will apply the leaves on the wetland, and they will stamp with their feet, so that it's actually for boron. It will give the boron nutrient. Those who are stamping with that leaf with this their feet, they will be their cracks and all the foot cracks will be there. No? It will be get cured, and at the same time it will give boron nutrient to the plant. So from your farm, you will be getting some inputs. Start from there. Then you just search into your cattle, what your cattle can give for the well-being of the soil health and for the plant health and for your health. These three things you have to take care of. So for that, the soil testing will be helpful for every before every cropping season. If you are able to get the soil testing, and you may be knowing in what status your soil is there, so accordingly we can plan our input application, nutrient application, and have as a mandatory thing, in between two crops, either go for crop rotation, and at the same time you can go with some green manure crops. Even whenever you see some fallow lands in your farm, better go with green manure crops. If you are not able to budget for a commercial crop, at least you go for just to sow out some green manure crops. It will sometimes these may be your feed for the cattle. In that way you can think, and always have in mind this nutrient management has to go in hand with the soil health management. So that is that usage of farm in situ bio inputs first, and then you can prepare your own organic nutrients. And even if it is not possible, go for the purchasing of bio inputs, that too from a licensed buyer, because if you want for certification, then we need it. This licensed buyer, because everything has to be submitted before the inspector. So for certification process, everything will be in blueprint for us. Then this new integrated nutrient management starts from home, then bioorganic inputs, and we can purchase from that, either it may be bio or chemical. Then integrated pest and disease management. This is the most important part in the farming practices. So when pest and disease attack comes, automatically the charge level of the farmer will be down, and he will be in a tense mode, and he will actually most of the pest and disease will occur when the plant in blooming or fruiting stage. So sorry, I forgot to tell one thing in the integrated nutrition management. Always a simple technique I can tell you. If the crop lifespan is 6 months, for example, okay, you just divide into 3. 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. So 2 months as a vegetative phase, and 2 months as a flowering phase, and the 2 months is a fruiting phase. In that way, you can have it. So the first 2 months, you have to concentrate more on the nitrogen related inputs. The second phase, you have to concentrate more on the phosphorus related nutrients. And the third phase, we have to give potassium. But all the 3 phases, we have to give the other nutrients too. But the dominance will be nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So that always it will coincide with the phases: vegetative, flowering, and fruiting. And in the integrated pest and disease management also, this pest and disease management, where we are going wrong in a farming as a lifestyle approach, we will be thinking of the pest and disease management only when we see the pest and disease in our field. Till that time, we won't worry about that. But in good agricultural practices, kindly take measures from day one. From day one of sowing or planting, and what are the things you have to do in the nursery technology, depending on you can get a guidance from consultants or from the agri department graduates, or maybe what are the crops you are going for. For example, if you are going for brinjal, you have to be very keen on that fruit borer, when it will come and affect. So, but from the first day, we have to take some effects to control, or not control, we have to manage pest and diseases. So, as a first, we have to have the prevention methods. For that, we are using some monitoring techniques. These monitoring techniques also helps us in management also. Then management methods. Now we are suggesting ecological engineering concept. This is I can't go in detail because it's a separate chapter, but an intro I can give on that. This ecological engineering concept is that we are managing the pest and disease in the farm in such a way that the farm ecosystem itself will take care of this pest and disease attack. So for that, we have set of practices are there, how we have to go with this ecological engineering concept, and it's a very safer concept for both environment and for the plant health and the consumer health. So this ecological engineering concept is gaining momentum right now, and I can along with this slides, I can show you some of the importance of the ecological engineering concept. Then when we are going for the management, it should be physical, mechanical, biological, and macrobials. Biological, we can use microbials, that is biofertilizers, biopesticides also you can use, and pseudomonas and trichoderma as microbials, and in macrobials, we are using the predators. And apart from that, if you are in need of chemicals, you can go for, and once again, I am insisting that it should not be on the crop residual toxicity. So these are the traps. Actually, this will be helpful in monitoring and management system. This trapping, this first picture is, it's a trap we are making on our own using the farm-based products. We're mainly using the castor seeds. Okay, this is for using castor seeds and mud pots. the first picture you can see some 2 pots also. Actually, this we have kept in under the coconut area. It is a trap prepared for rhinoceros and many beetles, mostly for beetles. Okay, and the next this it's a monitoring actually. Monitoring, and I'm seeing that okay, these are the beetles are there in the farm, and if in from that we have to have the knowledge that whether this beetle is a good one. Mostly in this trap, we will be getting the beetles which cause harmful to the plant only. So most of the thing will be eliminated here itself. Even, and it's a monitoring system, and it will give a hint that okay, these are the beetles available there. So we may expect this damage. Better we can go for a prevention method, and we have to manage this thing in the initial stage itself. So it will give a key there. And the second one is this is a fruit fly trap. It worked in a very wonderful. From my own experience, I can tell that uh, in my Goa, actually in my Goa plants, I got very good result just by placing this trap. I have not gone for any methods to manage it. But by this fruit fly trap itself, many of the flies got trapped. So automatically the population gets decreased, and it went below the threshold level. So my farm is safe from this fruit fly. Then this is the blue sticky traps for thrips and yellow sticky trap for aphids. This also will give you with a hint whether these are the things available in our farm and how we are going to manage it. And this is a delta trap. Once again, it's like a fruit fly trap. And these fruit fly traps, only you have to buy the respective fruit lure. If it is for brinjal, that fruit lure. Guava, that fruit lure. So that supplies are also there. It's a very simple technique, very cost-effective technique when compared to other techniques for pest and disease management. It's a monitoring and management technique. Okay, the next, this ecological engineering concept, it is one of the part, this releasing the predators. Okay, so the first picture is a lab where we are they are producing in mass. These predators are mass produced. Actually, this predator is a redweed wing bug. Okay, redweed bug. This will act upon many caterpillars in the field. So, like this lace wing bug is there, trichogramma egg cards are there, and many people are started manufacturing it. And these predators, when we release in the field, automatically it will eat up the harmful insects or caterpillar of harmful insect, or even sometimes egg of the harmful insect, like that. So automatically the ecosystem will be developed. For a year or two, you have to release. After that, automatically the population will be the population will be produced there itself, and it will manage on its own. Because since I am going for the perennial crop, the trees will be there. That tree infesting pest will be there, and these pests will be the food for these predators. So the predators will happily live. Likewise, we are having trap plants and many. This ecological engineering concept has to be dealt in detail. So here I have posted some 3 pictures how they are um, releasing the predators in the field. You can see a old person can do that, the farm labor can do that, and even the kids can do this operation. So that way it's very simple. And even the amount spent for an insect are like that, 50 paise, 1 rupee, 2 rupees, like that. So it's a very simple methodology, cost-effective methodology, and a sustainable and eco-friendly concept. So this ecological engineering concept, once we had in our farm, within 5 years, the farm will take care of its own needs. No need of our intervention there, mainly for perennial crops. Okay, then next you can go for the biological control. You can use the microbes and in the form of vermin or Beauveria brassiana, trichoderma, pseudomonas. Many are there in the market, and you can make use of it. Then finally, you can go for the chemical control. Chemical control, you just go when we are in need of it. When you are going for the chemical control, you have to be taken care of the worker safety too. Worker safety is also an important criteria for getting the GAP certification. Okay, then comes the energy and waste management. This whatever possible we can do. Wherever we can go for minimizing our electricity usage, you can go for solar or wind operated motors. For example, cold storage rooms and all, there are solar operated rooms are there. Then even in solar operated sprayers are available. So in this good agriculture practices, wherever there is a need for equipments, you have to use that. And that is the most important thing. It's not a good agricultural practices. We have to know the difference. Good agricultural practices is not a traditional way of practices. Maybe we can keep, it's a good system of practices, and wherever we need the new technologies and innovative ideas, we have to inculcate. So that way we have to be very careful in that thing. Good practices, we have to, whatever, if you are using chemicals, it has to be safely disposed. And even the plastic covers in which you are getting the bio inputs, that has to be properly disposed. Small things. And even in machinery, we can use solar operated or wind operated motors. That depends upon your budget availability. And if you are going for any construction, it should be an eco-friendly construction, or it should merge with the ecosystem, and so that you will be getting good remarks in the sustainable or environmental safety when we are getting the certification. Okay, then comes the environment safety. The environment safety means here we have to take care of soil safety, water safety, and the most important thing, we have to go for checking the microbial contamination. So wherever I go, I used to share my view about the usage of effective microorganisms. There is a concept that effective microorganisms, some people, what they are doing, uh, they are pouring this microbial effective microorganism solution, EM solution, in the well of their own well. They are pouring there, and they are telling that, okay, along with the water, this will also go, and it will multiply on its own, and it will take care of the things. But from my school of thought, I won't recommend that thing. Be aware that don't pollute or don't add any external agents for in your well, because one thing, well is the main source, because others, even soil we can manipulate, crop maintenance and whatever, maybe we can manipulate and we can have some remedies, but source for water is the most important one. We cannot, only by God's gift, if we get a good well, good bore well, and good supply of water, and if the rain helps us, the water management can be done. So please keep in mind, don't contaminate your, it may be a good contamination or bad contamination, good microbes or whatever may be. Don't apply any external things inside your well. The well ecosystem has to be maintained on its natural way at any cost, because one thing, it is good for your farm. Even in a very disaster stage, when we are experiencing a very a drought or whatever maybe, or if we are running shortage of water, these well water can be used for our home purpose too, because our source, it is our source. So at that time, if we are contaminating or if we are applying any external agents in the well, that may create some problems in our health. We are not sure, but why you have to take the option in that way? Better avoid that thing. And whatever you want to mix it with water, the water has to be pumped out in that small tank, whatever you are keep to hold the water. There you mix it, and along with that, then it can go to the full land, and there it can get multiplied. Don't put inside the well. That thing, I kindly take note of it. Then checking for residual toxicity. I'm talking about this thing. Encouraging crop rotation. That is also an environmental safety procedure. By adopting all these things and by adopting in all ways, by adopting all these things, you manage a good ecosystem. Your farm is a place for fauna, flora, and for your healthiness and for your happiness. So it's a wholesome. That is a meaning. Now I think you will be getting that point. Producing wholesome, safety, food and non-agri products. So that wholesome means this is a wholesome. That is a managing a good ecosystem. Your farm should be like a heaven for you. So this environment safety, something we can add, we can have the apiary. So apiary, I think many WhatsApp messages you have learned that how bee is important for our pollination. So bee is important for our life too. So this beekeeping can be done. It will be giving some remuneration and at the same time, it will take care of our environment too. This species is Turnera, and it will be growing as a weed like crop and roadside crop, but it attracts many bees. So like that, many plants are there which attract some butterfly, which attracts some ladybugs, which attracts bees and all. So these type of flowering plants has been like cosmos and all. Many flowering plants will have that uh, ability. So your farm has to have that type of plants too. And always you have to preserve your biodiversity. That's only I told that we have to take our weeds as medicinal plants. Actually, this is the Gloriosa superba, which has grown on its own in my farm. We should not disturb like these plants and all. Let it come. If we get some seeds, it will promote. And other one of the plant is like in Tamil we'll be calling as Kuti Takali. It belongs to the Solanum species. That is also a very rare plant, but it has a good medicinal value. That plant, this time I saw many of that plants. So I suggested to my farm in charge, don't to disturb that plant. Don't disturb that plant. It has to be there. So there are some good plants in the in our farm. If it is not actually harming your main crop, don't touch that. Let it be there. Let it enjoy our field. Then even jewel beetle is there. On seeing itself, we will be getting some happiness. Unless it is harmful, we can enjoy. Then worker safety. This is also the most important thing. If you are having a farm more than 10 acres and if you are having a set of workers working on a permanent basis, you have to give soft skill training, how to behave, and gender bias things to avoid that sort gender bias things and all, and how they have to soft skill training for their work, and we have to train them in such a way that how they work smartly and efficient. Then training on how to handle machinery and pesticides effect. We have to give the knowledge on first aid, mainly of snake bites. The village people are very well in that, but we have to see to that whether they are knowing the techniques. And apart from that, if you are able to support them morally, also it will. You can give a financial aid, or you can give a interest without a loan. The interest-free loans, and even we can adopt a farmer. For example, now I have adopted my farm in charge. Um, uh, he he has some 4 daughters. I'm taking care of their education. So in that way, he is now confident, and he's more confident, and he's also motivated because he's having some moral support from us. So this encourages him to work on the farm in a more trusted and with sincerity he can. Okay, when you do all these things, the last previous slides and all, when you go with all these things, your output will be agriculture produce with food safety. Whatever we are planning, we are doing till this time to get a produce with food safety protocols. Okay. Actually, my farm is in it's like a semi-arid zone. There totally I'm having 4 acres. In that 2 acres, I have gone for the fruit trees, and another 2 acres we will put some pulses and whatever I want for year, like urd dal or a tur dal or groundnut and gingerly, so that we'll be getting the groundnut and gingerly oil like that. In that way, we are practicing it, and in our farm, we will be getting that what karupu kollu. In English, I will tell you later. That a horse gram, actually horse gram, but black horse. That also we are growing there, so that whatever we want in our food, that I am growing there, and purely, most probably, it's like a natural farming I am doing. These are some pomegranates, and these are West Indian cherries, and these are caraizas, and this is fortune orange and lime. In the farm, I'm having some hundreds of lime, then 25 around pomegranate, then some sapotas. Actually, I'm having from coconut to Manila tamarind, that is kodukapalli. So that actually it's like a research like project. Coconut will be taking water around 100 liters per day. At the same time, my Manila will take around 5 liters per day. So in that way, water consumption also I am having the research thing. Okay. Till now, we have bring out a good yield. Now we have to concentrate on how we are going to make it as a remunerative model. Here comes the remunerative harvesting. Harvesting, we should maintain the harvesting procedures. We have to take care of the maturity index, when to harvest, where, how to harvest, when to harvest and how to harvest in the morning time or in the day, or at what stage of the fruiting we have to harvest. All these things we have to taken care of. Then after that, we have to think of the processing. Okay. As such, if I sell, what I will get. If I process and sell, what I will get. Whether we can join as a group or as an individual. If I invest something on that, whether I can process and get some more good remuneration. And when we are going for processing, automatically the shelf life of the product will be increased. So here the perishables will become non-perishable at that. At least you will be getting some 4 months to 5 months time. So harvesting, grading, packing or processing. These things we have to take care of. Marketing. The first picture is about the direct marketing. We find out the market in the nearby town, and these people, very few people are interested in organic fruits market there. So he is willing to buy, and I have directly supplied to. Then next thing is the FPO marketing. So we can connect as a group. Even our lands are fragmented, we can connect as a group, and these group can market the group's produce. So like this, many FPOs have been formed in Tamilnadu. We are having, I think, in Bangalore also. They have started promoting it, and in India, this FPO culture is growing. So this FPO culture will be very helpful in marketing your products. Then you can go with online marketing. Here we are, KOVISE AGRO is supporting the farmers as a market facilitator. It's not we are trading. We are not doing trade. We will get the products through us. The farmers are marketing their produce with their brand name, and the MRP will be fixed by the farmers and the farmer producer organizations. We just take it, and we will do some GST compliance if they are not able to do it, and we will give to the consumer with a tax invoice. That is the thing. So we are helping them in the logistics and the GST compliance. Storage is also an important thing. First 2 pictures for the perishables. They're mainly the horticulture crops. Here This is a zero energy cooling chamber. It's a very low cost technology. You can do with the cost of one cooling chamber can be done with the cost of maximum of rupees 10,000. And this is a cold storage operated cooling chamber by self-help groups. Okay, one foundation is supporting this thing, and they are also giving some subsidy. Then this is our warehouse for non-perishables like food grains and cereals also you can. So if you join as a FPO, these things will be little easy for you. So if at all you need this certification, it's a very long topic. This global gap and India gap are there. These are the voluntary schemes. There are the steps also there. We are guiding our farmers in that also. Thank you. I think I have taken, I didn't see the time. I have taken more time, I think so. I am thanking my Mother Earth for giving me an opportunity to serve this world as a consultant in agriculture. So that whatever I am doing daily, I am enjoying for myself, and it is a stress reliever. This profession is a stress reliever, and always being with greenery, surely it's a blessing for me. Thank you for listening. And if you want any details regarding the certification, then I can talk over individually when you are in. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Surya Narmada, for a very detailed and interesting presentation. I request the participants to ask their questions. We have absolutely no time for any question. Anyway, it's okay. We request the participants to, send the questions if they have any to the speaker directly. We are posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window. Now it's being posted. It's already been posted. Participants can please note down. We have time for one or two questions. Any questions, please? And meanwhile, Mr. Surya, can I request you to stop sharing the screen? Let's see if we can give a chance for at least two, three questions. Yes, any questions, Mr. Jibarajan?
Okay, yes.
Please ask you a brief question.
Okay. Madam, you said the castor oil something, some trap. What is the formula you are using for capturing the, what do you call?
Oh, okay. You just WhatsApp me, sir. I can give you the audio because actually we are having an audio about it. I will share it.
Okay. Also,
Right,
few more thing. I think I will talk to you personally.
Yes, sir. Please write to the speaker. The speaker will be glad to assist you all. Any other questions, participants?
Sir,
Okay.
nice. The
Okay,
comment
thank
is
you.
a very good, very useful thing, sir. Very useful thing. She has presented.
Thank you. Compliments to the speaker. And now we have now completed the round of questions. I like to thank Ms. Surya Narmada on behalf of Agriculture Information for taking a time to speak with us with a very interesting presentation. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Ms. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. I like to thank the speaker, Mrs. Surya Narmada, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.
Bye.